The house was filled with soft laughter, colorful balloons, and the sweet smell of cake. It was Lily's 7th birthday, and everything looked perfect, at least on the outside. Pink ribbons hung from the walls, fairy lights flickered gently, and her favorite cartoon music played in the background. She looked beautiful in her little dress, smiling as her friends clapped around her. But as I stood there watching, something didn't feel right. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. It was there, but not fully. "Make a wish," everyone cheered. She closed her eyes tightly, her tiny hands folded together. I leaned closer, trying to hear what she whispered, but I couldn't. When she opened her eyes, she didn't look at the cake. She looked straight at me. "Daddy," she said softly. I smiled. "Yes, princess." She hesitated, like she wasn't sure if she should say it out loud. But then she did. "I wish I had a new father." Time froze. The laughter stopped. The music felt distant. Even the lights seemed dimmer. For a moment, I thought it was a joke. Maybe she didn't understand what she was saying. But the look in her eyes, it wasn't a joke. It was a wish. And somehow, that made it hurt even more. No one knew how to react. The room stayed silent for a few seconds that felt like hours. A few guests forced awkward smiles, some looked down, and others quietly moved away, pretending nothing had happened. But I couldn't move. I couldn't even breathe properly. "A new father?" I repeated slowly, trying to process her words. She nodded, completely innocent, completely unaware of the storm she had just created inside me. "Other kids' dads come to their school," she said gently. "They play with them, they sit with them, they don't cancel plans." Her words weren't loud. They weren't angry, but they were honest. And honesty can be brutal. I wanted to defend myself, to explain the long work hours, the stress, the sacrifices I made for her. But what would that change? From her perspective, I simply wasn't there. And for a child, absence doesn't have excuses. That night, after the party ended, the house felt emptier than ever. The decorations were still there, but the joy was gone. Lily fell asleep quickly, hugging her favorite teddy bear like she always did. To her, it was just another night, another birthday, another wish. But for me, it was the longest night of my life. I sat alone in the living room, staring at the half-eaten cake. Her words kept echoing in my mind. A new father. I closed my eyes and leaned back, letting the silence surround me. Was I really that bad? I thought about all the nights I came home late, too tired to even talk. All the weekends I promised to take her out, but canceled at the last minute. All the times she waited for me at school events, and I didn't show up. I told myself I was doing it for her, working hard, providing a better life. But sitting there, in that quiet room, I realized something painful. I was giving her everything, except what she actually needed. And maybe, that made me the father she didn't want. The next morning, I tried to act normal. I made her breakfast, something I hadn't done in a long time. Pancakes shaped like little hearts. She smiled when she saw them. "Wow, Daddy, you made these." I nodded, forcing a light smile. "Of course. For my princess." For a moment, everything felt okay again. Like maybe last night didn't happen. But then she asked a question that brought everything back. "Daddy, are you mad at me?" I froze. "No," I said quickly. "Why would I be mad?" She looked down at her plate. "Because of my wish." My heart broke again. She thought she had done something wrong. I reached across the table and held her hand. "You didn't do anything wrong," I said softly. She looked up at me, her eyes hopeful. Then, will my wish come true? That question changed everything. And without thinking, I said the one thing that would lead to the biggest mistake of my life. "If that's what you want, I'll make it come true." The decision haunted me, but I didn't take it back. Instead, I tried to understand it in my own way. Maybe she didn't literally want a new father. Maybe she wanted someone better, someone more present, someone who could give her the time I never did. But instead of becoming that person, I tried to replace myself. I started searching, talking to people, asking around. It felt strange, almost unreal, like I was trying to hire someone to take my place in my own daughter's life. Eventually, I found someone. A kind man, patient, good with children, the kind of person I imagined Lily might like. I convinced myself this was the right thing to do. If she's happier, that's what matters, I told myself. But deep down, there was a voice I kept ignoring. A voice that kept asking, "Are you really doing this for her? Or because you're running away from your own failure?" The day I introduced him, everything felt unreal. Lily was sitting in the living room, playing quietly. When she saw the man walk in, she looked confused. "Daddy, who is this?" she asked. I took a deep breath. "This is someone very special," I said slowly. She stood up, looking between us. "Why?" My voice felt heavy, but I forced the words out. "He's someone who can be the kind of father you wished for." The moment I said that, I saw it. Her face changed. The confusion turned into shock. The shock turned into fear. "Wait, what?" Her voice trembled. For the first time since her birthday. She looked scared of me. "No," she whispered, stepping back. Tears filled her eyes instantly. "I didn't mean that," she said, shaking her head. "That's not what I wanted." I tried to explain, but the words felt wrong even before I said them. "You said you wanted a new father." "I didn't mean a different one," she cried. Her voice broke completely. "I just wanted you to be with me more." That moment hit harder than anything I had ever felt. Everything stopped. All my logic, all my decisions, everything I thought I was fixing collapsed in seconds. She didn't want a replacement. She wanted me. The man quietly stepped back, understanding without needing an explanation. He left without saying much, giving us the space we needed. But I couldn't move. I stood there, watching my daughter cry because of something I had done. "I don't want another dad," she sobbed. "I just want my dad." Each word felt like a mirror, showing me everything I had been avoiding. All the times she waited for me. All the times she needed me. All the moments I chose work over her. I thought I was sacrificing for her future. But in reality, I was missing her present. And children don't wait forever. I slowly walked toward her and knelt down, my hands shaking. "I'm sorry," I said, my voice barely holding together. She looked at me through tears, unsure. "I thought you didn't want me," I admitted. Her expression changed instantly. She ran into my arms, hugging me tightly. "I always want you," she cried. "You're my dad." That hug, it wasn't just forgiveness. It was trust. A trust one had almost broken. And in that moment, I made a promise. Not with words, but with my actions. Life didn't magically become perfect after that. But I changed. I started coming home earlier. I showed up at her school. I listened to her stories, even the small ones that didn't seem important before. And slowly, her smile changed. It became real again. Full, bright, alive. Because she never needed a new father. She just needed the one she already had. To be present. Sometimes, the biggest mistake isn't not loving someone enough. It's not showing that love when it matters most.